Disability news. It's news and views for you. Disability news. Today on Disability News, Ellie Simmonds is making waves out of the swimming pool and onto the catwalk with her new clothing line. Over in Japan, robots are serving up in cafes, but who is behind the robots? Ordering a custom wheelchair has never been easier or cheaper with new Not a Wheelchair. And meet George Dowell, the inspirational quadriplegic who loved his football team so much he ended up buying it. And let's not forget the Paralympics, although it seems a lot of people have. We need to keep the momentum going with disability representation, not just every 4 years. Roll on into the news. Hello my wonderful friends and welcome back to a brand new episode of Disability News. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't seen me before, hello, my name is Jem and I make lots of disability lifestyle content. Also, if you want to find out a little bit more about the stories that I am covering today, I'll leave some links down below as well. In our first story, we meet a very familiar face in the disability community, and that is Ellie Simmonds, ex-Paralympian who is hanging up her goggles and diving into the fashion world. She has teamed up with designer Chimaya Dewey, I think I'm saying that correctly, to launch a new fashion brand dedicated to people who are 5 foot and under. Ellie was inspired to make her own fashion label after she struggled so much to find clothes that fit her properly. Ellie told BBC Radio West Midlands that she used to struggle to find clothes and her mum had to tailor everything to help fit her better. She even had to have her 2012 London Paralympic kit altered to fit her. So what can we expect from this clothing brand? Well, it's going to be mainly focusing on athleisure wear, featuring 16 women's pieces and 6 unisex styles. Also, the brand have commissioned the first ever 5 foot and under mannequins to display the products. This collection is available online and in Selfridges. The items range from about £28 up to £70. So whether you're hitting the gym or you're running errands or just lounging about at home, this brand could be perfect for you. I'll leave a link down below. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would wear, or have you even bought some of the pieces? I would love to know. Now, even closer to home, we're going to meet George Dowell. Some of you may recognise him. Now, George was your typical football-obsessed teen who was playing for his team, Worthing FC. But then life threw him a very large curveball in the form of a car accident, which left George paralysed from the chest down.
Comprehend what not being able to walk and being in a wheelchair would mean for the rest of my life.
Some people may assume that that could put an end to George's football dreams, but oh no, 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 no.
I was looking for something to do. I was very aware that I didn't want to live my life like that and just being stuck in a rut and stuck at home and only doing the same things.
Instead of giving up on his beloved football dreams and his club, he decided to go all in.
So when it came out in the local paper that Worthing was struggling financially, I just thought, yeah, that's what I want to do with my life, really.
In 2015, George actually bought Worthing FC with an insurance settlement that was put aside for him to help him get back into work.
There must have been people who said to you, well, hang on a second.
Yeah, my mum being one of them. At 22, when I did buy the club, it was all I could see was, oh, this is going to be amazing. It's all going to be uphill.
And here is where it gets really remarkable. Under George's ownership of Worthing FC, they have shot up in the league. 2 promotions in 5 years, 2 cup finals, and now they're playing in the National League South, the highest level in the club's history. George didn't just save the club, he's made it even better.
To me, in my head, it could have gone horribly wrong, but it seems to have gone all right so far.
Now, some of you may have already seen in the press that there is a new documentary being released called The Club That George Built. This is going to be available on TNT Sport and available to stream on Discovery Plus. It gives a really good insight into George's day-to-day life, the running of the club, and candid interviews with George and his family. It's real real talk about how George juggles life, family, work, and how he keeps things going. It also takes a look at how George navigates his relationship with Jessica as an interabled couple and as a new parent as well. Now, not so much closer to home, we're going all the way over to Tokyo, Japan. So picture this. You glide into a fabulously accessible and aesthetically pleasing cafe where your server is a sleek 4-foot robot. And they're not just serving up tea and sandwiches, they're actually serving up some pretty cool, life-changing empowerment. But it's not a robot that you're interacting with or thanking. You're actually interacting with a person who is working remotely from home. These remote workers, or pilots as they're called, actually have disabilities, making it hard for them to get out of bed or just get out in general. It all started thanks to tech wizard Kentaro Yoshifuji, who spent years bedridden himself in his teens, so he really knows what it's like to feel isolated and unable to get out. And that's why he founded Ori Laboratory, which is the company behind these robotic servers. Yoshifuji's goal was to break down the barriers that prevent people from getting out and use tech to connect people with the outside world. Some of the pilots confessed to journalists that this has been an absolute lifesaver and a game changer for them to be pilots at this cafe, giving them a window into the outside world, helping boost morale and earning money to help support their families. Some people have even said that their life has now got purpose. Globally, over 16% of the population have a disability and find it hard to get out and integrate with society because our society just isn't built for us and not everywhere is accessible. I know myself that I have looked for jobs and it is extremely hard to find something that is accessible and, importantly, accommodating as well. That's why I really wanted to share this story. I know it's a relatively old one, but I really hope to see more things like this in the future. People being able to work remotely has really changed the game for some people with disabilities. Personally, myself, being able to work from home has really helped. The cafe is completely wheelchair accessible. There are even charging points for mobility devices, and yes, all of the toilets are accessible as well. I have definitely put this on my list as one of the places that I would like to visit one day in the future. So watch this space. What do you think of the Robot Cafe? Have you ever worked for anything like this before? Would you consider working for it? Do you think it's a good idea? Or do you think it's a bad idea? Let me know down below. Now, as a self-confessed wheelchair geek, this next story got me very excited. Meet Not a Wheelchair, where the groundbreaking innovation is set to turn the manual wheelchair industry on its head. This company is on a mission to create affordable, high-quality wheelchairs, challenging the expensive, outdated norms of the mobility industry. You might know Zach Nelson as the face behind the YouTube channel Jerry Rig Everything, where he tears down smartphones with over 8.8 million subscribers. But he's teaming up with his wife Cambry, who is an active wheelchair user. The Not a Wheelchair manual wheelchair concept all started with the Rig, which is an off-road wheelchair that made it a lot easier for Cambry and other wheelchair users to navigate more rugged terrains. But now the team are focusing their attentions on the manual wheelchair, with the aim of offering a custom-built wheelchair for around $1,000, which sounds expensive, but to have a custom wheelchair for $1,000 is relatively affordable. This will be complete with wheels, push rims, and a backrest. Inside their massive 26,000 square foot facility in Utah, they have some state-of-the-art equipment that can weld and bend materials faster and more efficiently than ever before. The reason they feel that Not a Wheelchair will be so successful is because they're cutting out the middleman and selling directly to the consumers. You can go onto the Not a Wheelchair website, you can measure yourself and put in all of the details and requirements very simply and easily to build your own custom wheelchair. And I definitely had my own go and built my own wheelchair to see what it looked like.
I was really impressed by how clear and straightforward the ordering process was. There were so many customization options to choose from, and everything was laid out really visually, which is fantastic. When you order through a rep, it can sometimes be quite hard to picture what your finished wheelchair will look like, but this process made it so much easier to see. If you're considering ordering a chair this way, I would definitely recommend doing lots of research first and getting properly measured by an occupational therapist to make sure it's going to be a perfect fit.
By selling directly to the consumer, you're cutting out the insurance companies, you're cutting out those wait times, and you're also giving a bit of empowerment back to the consumer as well. Also a little bit of risk involved if you get your measurements wrong, I think. But by doing it this way, they're able to offer a premium product at an affordable price. And this is a passion project. This isn't about turning a profit for Zach and Cambry. They really want to put all of the money back into making more affordable products for people with disabilities, hope that the company will grow and be able to employ some people from the community as well. The chairs are thoroughly designed and tested for durability and to make sure that they are easy to repair. Not only does this empower users to fix their own wheelchairs, but it makes upgrades simple and affordable and more time efficient. I'm really excited to see where this company goes in the future. Let me know what you think. Have you bought one of the wheelchairs from them, or are you thinking about getting one of their wheelchairs? If you would like to see a little bit more, I have left some links down below. A lovely person called Seth has actually reviewed one of their wheelchairs, so it might be worth taking a look. Now, have you noticed that during the Paralympics, we tend to see a lot of disabled ads and lots of representation and brands really embracing in the disabled talent? But once the Paralympics is over, disabled people are never to be seen again. Well, that's what it seems like sometimes, right? Paralympics 2024 in Paris was one of the best yet, with some of the highest viewing figures. And brands like Toyota, Apple and Nike all launched big campaigns to embrace the disabled talent. But there is a continuing pattern that once it's all over, that is it. And the harsh truth is that 1 to 4% of ad campaigns feature a disabled person, despite disabled people making up 20% of the world's population. That's a lot of people being ignored, and shockingly, that is a lot of revenue being missed from companies. The purple pound, the spending power of disabled people and their family, is $20 trillion a year. Yes, you heard that right, $20 trillion. Martin Sibley, who some of you may recognise from Purple Goat, says that disability should be represented all year round, not just at special disability-focused events. It should be integrated into everyday advertising with people doing everyday activities. And really there is no excuse, because agencies such as Diffs, Influencer, Doable and Purple Goat, they are helping companies advise them on how to authentically include disabled people in their campaigns. Really need to apply a little bit of pressure to companies to understand that we are here all day, every day, and we do live our lives and we want to get out. I am a big one for disability representation. It means so much to myself, to some of you, and also the younger generation, which is really nicely onto my last story, where this viral video is doing the rounds.
Jealous. Can I get it? Can I get it? And it has a dog. A service dog. A service.
From Discovery with Dallas, where her mum shows her a Barbie that is just like her, a Barbie in a wheelchair with an assistance dog, and you can just see the joy in her face to see what it means to her to be represented in the shops and also integrate herself into imaginative play. I have got my own wheelchair Barbie who I absolutely love, but when I was growing up I didn't have any inclusive toys, so I never really had myself integrated into my imaginative play. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Disability News. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!